Ladies, 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 can you hear me? Let me welcome you to the Beautiful and Beyond show. As you step into my world, where we discuss healing, heritage, and women's mental health, awareness in our community, and so much more, we will explore beyond the closed doors and reach levels beyond the surface walls, while we restore and continue to pour more into your world. The Beautiful and Beyond show, a woman's peace and paradise. Yeah. As you step into the circle of healing with me today, for another episode in the life of a woman, the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul. A safe place to lose control and begin to mold your life into gold. Be bold with boundaries and never bitter, beyond your own self-awareness.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you guys to the Beautiful and Beyond show. Thank you guys for stepping into the circle with me today. We have a very special guest today in the building. This is Anecia, and she's going to be walking with us on her journey today. Music, modeling, motherhood, and so much more. We're going to go ahead and welcome her to the stage. And we're going to go ahead and get started, ladies. Remember, this is our safe space, our open space, and there's always a seat open, so come join the circle with us today.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I am doing amazing. So, I met you about 2 years ago at one of Brian's fashion shows, or one of his his tryouts. And right. You are like so amazing, like just seeing the things that you've done and you have accomplished, and the route that you take is like amazing. And I just wanted to like be able to give you your flowers and to learn a little bit more about your journey, your music, your modeling, like what's your inspirations and things like that. And then, I know you're a mother at the same time. So how does that all connect with, the music and the modeling and, things like that?
Absolutely.
So I want to welcome you to the Beautiful and Beyond show. I do have a couple questions I want to kind of go off of. So that way, your fans, the people that love you and want to get to know you, get to know a little bit more about you. So what started your journey to music?
Oh boy. So originally I was just like a ghostwriter, as you would say. About 16. I was just always good at writing stories, writing poetry, just writing. That was my thing. So somehow it got word to some of like the local producers in the area, back when I lived in Tucson, and I actually had them start contacting me like, hey, I have artists and they don't write, so they need some help. Can you write them something? And I don't know, it was fun for me. I just kind of found myself meeting up with them and giving them drives of lyrics, and then they started to just kind of keep coming back. And I made some friends that were, of course, they were in the music game themselves and would go to the studio. So I would just kind of go along just for the vibe. And the engineer would be playing beats, and it would just kind of pull me in, and I would just kind of start humming to myself and not realizing that they hear it. And they would just be like, hold on, like you can sing? And I was just kind of shy, like, I mean, I can, but I don't do music. So that, no, you're getting in the booth. They would kind of just throw me in the booth. And I was really like, I don't know if I could do this, but I fell in love with it.
Okay, so music, did it give you a sense of like peace and like understanding, like an outlet to different things? Like what did it bring to you?
For me, it was
Like what was the love
it was like how some people have a diary, but it was like my journal. So I would go in and whatever I was feeling. I'm a lover girl, so a lot of my songs were more on like the lover side, the romance and all that. Um, and that for me was my way of expressing myself. I'd go in and I would just write music about whatever I was feeling. And then I would leave feeling amazing. For
Mhm.
some people, therapy works, and I do take therapy. I do think therapy is a great thing, but music is medicine for me.
Music is music to the soul. Yes.
Yeah.
You said at 16 you started like dabbing in the music in the studios and things like that. What age did you finally know that singing was something that you wanted to be more passionate about?
When I was 22, I I started kind of like finding my sound that I wanted to go with. R&B. I started kind of um, just mingling amongst other artists and just trying to connect with them and realizing we had a lot in common. So when I first in 2020 said, okay, I'm going to put out my first single. I'm just going to do a single just to see how I like this, you know?
Right.
And once I did that and I put it out and I was getting a lot of good feedback. The song was it was called Young Queen, and it was a song that was based off of making black and brown girls and curvy girls and just girls of every kind of body type and our skin type just feel like welcomed, loved, and just know that we're enough. And just to get a
Mhm.
lot of good feedback um, helped me realize like I'm making an impact. I'm doing something here, and that's enough for me.
Yes. So that's an amazing thing because you never know like what the next girl is feeling or what she's going through, and to have people that inspire and say like you're enough, your skin color, your size, your accent, whatever it may be, like
Right.
you're enough. And for women of color like us, and not disrespect to anybody else, but like we endure a lot of different things, because of our color, our size, different things like that. So to have that motivation is like everything as a woman, as a little girl, it's like you can be whatever size, whatever look, and you're beautiful, like,
Yes.
and that's a positive thing for you to be able to push that on other women and other, young ladies, because, we have music that pushes them another way, and then we have music that inspires them,
Yes.
like, and
Mhm.
that's the movement. Like as a woman, you want to inspire somebody. So that's like an amazing thing. So next question. Is what mainstream artist would you want to do a song with? Like what would be your all-time favorite person?
Oh man. So I really like okay, so I would never have the chance to, but I absolutely love Aaliyah. Like she inspires me. That's a lot of where like my inspiration comes from. But if I had to choose another artist that I could do a song with, it would be Coco Jones. It would be Tim's. Um, it would be Maya. She's doing music now, and I think that's great.
Okay.
Um, or it would be Sierra because I kind of grew up, dancing as well, and she just kind of brings that good energy, that good vibe. Um, I just
Yeah.
like music where it's like, or even India Irie. I like people that are not solely about exploiting themselves or any way or being overly revealing too much or like not having a message. Like I like to have a balance. Like
Mhm.
yes, you can bring the sexy, but what else can you bring to the table? And I feel like Tim's is that girl where she brings the sexy, but she also brings the vibes. She also brings okay, she's actually got something to talk about that's worth listening
Okay.
to. India Irie, she's more on the modest side of things, but she always comes with a message.
Oh,
And she's
yeah.
who I listen to when I'm trying to have a good day. I'll
Okay.
put some India
That's a good,
Irie on.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those vibes like make it to where it kind of, puts you in the right motion because you have those message music. And that's something I always talk about on all the shows that we do, message music. Like if you can
Hmm.
give a message to somebody, you're passing something along, and you never know how many people you're helping with that. So like that
Right.
message music, comes from the soul, comes from a deeper part of you, that gives back something greater to the world, that a lot of people don't understand. Like, anybody can do the shake your ass, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You can actually reach somebody, you can actually change somebody, heal somebody, help somebody. Like you're doing a greater thing, like don't get me wrong, I love rap music, we're in the industry, so I love
Right.
music, but like I like message music. If I can relate to it, then it's gonna be something I'm gonna put on repeat. It's gonna be something that's in my playlist, and as women, we you know, love music, message music. So like the vibes that you give and the vibes that you're getting from those people like are like amazing energy because you're able to give that back to somebody else. Um,
Right.
so as music and modeling, how did you put the two together?
So I started modeling as a child back when Lisa Frank was popular. I was one of her models, if anybody knows Lisa Frank. And that was honestly, that was my first love. But I was like, I thought about it industry wise, and I'm like, all this kind of ties into each other: music, modeling, acting, all of it kind of ties into each other. So I just kind of thought, why can't I do both? I would look on the internet and I would see, people like Aaliyah and Ashanti and everybody. I would see them as singers, but I would see them doing photo shoots still. And I would see them, popping up in magazines and all that. And then at the time, Tyra Banks was, I loved Tyra Banks at the time, and she was doing America's Next Top Model. And at that time, she was just doing modeling, but then when she was doing her seasons in Next Top Model, she had came out with a song. And she
Okay.
had a song, and then she came out with a video, and that for me was huge because it's like this supermodel
Mm-hmm.
literally just switched the channels, and it came out amazing. The song was good. I liked the song. The video was good. So I said, I can do both. Why limit myself?
That part. The sky's the limit. That right
Right.
there. So with music and modeling, and being a woman, okay, so we deal with different things. And does it how does it feel being doing the music, the modeling, and like motherhood and things like that? Does it like balance out, or does it get kind of rocky? Like, because I
Um, it can get a little challenging at times to continue to find the balance and come back to the drawing board, like, okay, like I can do all this, but I'm a mom first. And I have full custody of my kids. So people say, how do you do that and you still do what you're doing? And I go, well, because I have an amazing support team. But I also let people know up front, I do want to do shows, yes, but I have my kids, so I'm not going to jam pack myself so much to where I don't see them, because these are years that I'll never get back with them.
right,
And that's important to me, um, to make sure that I'm raising these young ladies to be women. But I think it's important also for them to understand uh, drive and being goal oriented, and just being able to have an example of a strong mother, um, a woman who's like, okay, mom didn't always have a man in her life. even when she did and things were not always, you know, on the up and up, she didn't quit. She understood she was still her own person and she still needed to keep pushing through. And a lot of my faith had to be strong. I had to lean on God a lot. Um, and I had conversations with my girls here and there, like, okay, mommy's gonna be a little busy this week. I'm gonna go make some extra money and I'm gonna go do this. And, you know, when we come back, we'll do a movie night or we'll go, you know, do something fun. I'll take you guys out. Like I always made sure they understood it was never because I'm choosing that over them.
Right. Okay. That's an amazing thing right there, because as women in this industry, like, it gets kind of hard on us because we're trying to juggle everything. And it's like at the same time we're juggling everything, and then we want to be, make sure that we're being a good role model and we're installing these values into our children. And especially when you have girls, because
Yeah.
you're raising other women that are going to go out into the world. So you want them to know that, they can be strong, motivated, encouraged, and and that you're there for them. How do they feel about like the music and modeling? How have they like expressed to you how they feel about it?
Um, they love it. So my youngest girl, she's 8, and from the time she was 3, and she always wanted to just do everything that I was doing. She would come. Sometimes they would come to my photo shoots with me and just, they'd be in the off to the side, and my photographers are really nice, so they'd get them like snacks and stuff, and just let them chill. And my youngest, she would just be so locked in on what I was doing that she asked me for, a few photo shoots, and I gave those to her, and she was just kind of like, yeah, I like this. So now she gets into it and she's like, Mom, I want to do a Barbie photo shoot, or I want to do this. And she listened. I didn't even know she knew in her phone, because kids these days are so tech savvy. She
Yeah.
knows how to go and find my songs, or she'll request my mom to play my music while they're in the car on their way to school. They tell their friends like, "Oh, my mommy's famous." I'm like, "Girl, no, I'm not, but thank you." Like, but it's nice. It's nice that they look up to and pay attention to what I'm doing, and I speak life into them. What is your dreams, and whatever you're good at, go after it. My daughter, she's gonna be in the arts world. I know that. She loves music. She sings. She can dance. She loves to model. She's literally my mini me. My
Yeah.
other one, my other one's older, but she listens to my music. I didn't even know she listens to it. I don't really have conversations with my kids like, "Oh, you listen to my music?" So it catches me off guard when I hear them play my music. And it's like, that's cool.
You inspire them, and that's an amazing thing. That
Yeah.
means that you're installing good things into them, because they see what you're doing and they're gravitating to it, and they're like, yes, like this is what brings mommy peace and happiness, and these different things, and these for a kid, it's like it's awesome, it's everything to them, especially because they think like, okay, like mom, you're like amazing, you're on the radio, you're on this, you're on that, and it's like, wow, I can do that too, and that's
Right.
all a good thing to want to give them that, because we're like, okay, well, what do you want to, what you can, what there's no limits to what you can be. So it's like when they see you do something, and our kids do mimic us in a lot of ways. So it's like, yes, like mommy could do this, I can do this too. That's my motivation. And
Mm-hmm.
you seem to be a motivation to a lot of other women too. Like, and like, I just love your vibes. Like, I see the different things that you're doing, and I'm just like, you bring so much peace and so much good energy to women. Like, and it's like, you always seem to be one of those queens that is like, I'm always going to lift your crown up. I'm never going to tip it down. And it's like, that's an amazing thing to have, and to be within a person. And like, I love everything that you do, the drive, the like, when
Thank
I see
you.
you model, I was like, oh my goodness. Like,
Thank
there was
you.
no, I need any type of help, any type of, like, you were just, like, killed it, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, she sings too? Oh, okay. Wow." Like, and I'm just like, "That's amazing," because you just seem so quiet, like, it didn't that would be you, so it was like, "Okay, that's awesome." Like, so what I wanna do right now is I wanna play one of your songs, and then we can get back into some more talking, but I wanna give, audience a little bit of your music so that way, they can go
Yes.
follow you on all platforms, and, we'll get to let you say all your platforms so that way they can know where to follow you at. So we
Okay.
are going to play the Tell Me Why. So, ladies, get ready.
What you like, and you know that I'm right. Tell me why you're calling me. I gave you everything, but you gave her that ring and missing me and wanna leave. You are so shady. Want her, but you want me. My love, I don't compete. You either leave or fumble me. I got what you need, baby. You know this is meant to be, yeah. You dug yourself too deep. Admit that you're in love with me, yeah. I know what you like, and you know that I'm right. I don't care if she's your wife, 'cause she's not even your type. The way that we make love is more than just a fuck. You leave no spots untouched, so don't be shy, boy, give her up. You're here more than you're there. It's time that you're aware. I feel like it's not fair. You're here with me, but she's still there. I got what you need, baby. You know this is meant to be, yeah. You dug yourself too deep. Admit that you're in love with me, yeah. I got what you need, baby. You know this is meant to be, yeah. You dug yourself too deep. Admit that you're in love with me, yeah. I don't know what you like, and you know that I'm right. I don't care if she's your wife, 'cause she's not even your type. I got what you need, baby. You know this is meant to be, yeah. You dug yourself too deep. Admit that you're in love with me, yeah. I got what you need, baby. You know this is meant to be, yeah. You dug yourself too deep. Admit that you're in love with me, yeah.
I love that. Like, just the sound, and right there, it just really took me back to, like, some Aaliyah music and, like, some Ashanti, like the Rock the
Yeah.
Boat, and yes, yes. Yes. So, what advice would you give to another young lady that wanted to become a singer or a model? Like, what would you tell her about, like, being in the industry, or, what would be the, how do I put it? Like, the good and the bad for your point of view.
I would say, as far as music goes and modeling, You kind of have to, it's okay to be a soft girl. It's okay to like be nice, but in this industry, when doing business, you kind of have to turn it up a notch. Like you have to stand on business, because I've come across in certain experiences where people think, oh, she's pretty, she's so nice, and they want to do collaborations with me, but they don't want to pay you, or they expect certain things. They expect you to basically give your body as a transaction, some of these people, and the you're really just trying to reach your dreams, and it's tough when you're in those situations, because I could do this and probably get this huge opportunity, or I could stay true to myself and turn this down, because I know there's a better way. There's a way that I can do this without um, selling myself short, without giving up my integrity. So you gotta kind of have to know, like, okay, I believe that God has something better for me. So if I say no to this opportunity, because if this is what I have to do to get this opportunity, I don't want it. You kind of have to be that person. You have to choose to be that person. Otherwise, it's almost like it's word of mouth. Everything is word of mouth. So if you do this for this person, then the next person is going to think, oh, okay, so I can get this from you and you'll do this for me.
Right.
So it's tough, because it took a few years for me to get that kind of respect, where I can have a conversation with an artist or an engineer or a photographer and be like, no, I put a lot of work into this. I have bills and mouths to feed, just like you guys. I have dreams I want to reach, just like you guys. You know, I feel like and I had to start drawing up my own contracts, and you know, having these conversations with people like, oh, that's nice. I would love to work with you. I would. So when you're ready, I'll be happy to send you my contract, or I'll be happy to, discuss my rates with you. Like, I had to come at that kind of direction with them, because if not, they assume that I'm going to do this for this, or I'm going to do this for the free, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, the idea is to collab and help each other. When you say let's work, I hear work. You
Right.
know, I hear like, okay, I don't go to a job and expect to not get paid.
Uh,
I don't go anywhere and expect that someone's time is not worth it to me. Like, I'm not going to waste your time. So it's just getting into this game and understanding there's going to be a lot of times where you may have to say no to opportunities you want so you can do it the better way. Um, or there's opportunities where you're going to have to say, I don't know about this, and go with your gut. Sometimes your gut will warn you before anything and say, this might not be a good idea. And you got to pray about it and think, okay, well, that's okay. That's okay if I miss this opportunity. Um, Also, just knowing that everybody with a camera is not a photographer.
that part.
Um, that is a big one. I've only ever been in one situation where a photographer made me feel uncomfortable, and that was a very scary space for me, because in my past I had been, um, you know, uh, how do you say,
Taken advantage of.
yes, as a child, as growing up as a child, as a teenager, even by people in my family, so understanding that in this industry, I may be put back in those vulnerable spaces um, was something I really had to think about. But just knowing how to set those boundaries and sticking by them, it helps you a lot to be able to avoid situations like that.
Okay. So what would be the good part that you would tell them about it, like the what you see the highs in the industry for you?
So I would say the highs is being able to step outside of your comfort zone is
Okay.
amazing because you actually get to in real life feel and see that growth in you. Um, Nobody knows this, but I just really started performing this year.
Okay.
And
You do awesome. So that's a good thing. You're awesome.
yeah, like I had really bad stage fright. And to some people they're like, you're always a camera in your face, like all the time. What do you mean? And I'm like, but it's different because I've never been on a stage where everybody's eyes are on you and everybody can hear you, you know? So I've had offers. I think I did like 2 or 3 shows in Tucson, like back when I first started from like 2020 to 2022. But at 3 shows in that time span, and they weren't really good experiences for me. So I was just like, I don't know about this. Like I kind of let my nerves get the best of me. I didn't want to do anymore shows after that. And then I took the leap and moved out here because I
Okay.
said, there's more going on out here. And maybe I'll be able to take some things to the next level. So I picked up my kids and I moved out here almost 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And I made it sort of like my New Year's resolution back in December. Um, my oldest brother had passed away, but he always spoke about wanting to be a comedian and wanting to be a fireman. He never got to reach any of those dreams.
Right.
So in a way that made me think about, I'm still here and I'm still able, and I have this talent. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for me because I want to grow and I want to be able to not say I sat on my dreams or I never got a chance to reach them. So for anybody out there, like if you want to do something and you're nervous about it, the best thing is to just push yourself. Just dive in, really. Get around a circle that does the same thing, and just tell yourself, affirmations that you can do this. And once you do it, going back and listening to your old songs and then listening to your new songs is so cool to hear the growth in your vocals, in your songwriting abilities, um, in your sound of just knowing, like, okay, I now even know that I need a better engineer to mix and master because now I understand that my quality's up here now. And it was okay to start here, but now I'm seeing my growth in the way that I hear, the way that I do everything. Um, and just real time being able to start doing music videos and like, wow, like I co-directed my own video and it came out fire, you know? So
Okay.
it's awesome once you get into it and just realize, like, tell yourself. I say I have merch coming, and it says like I'm her, and I tell people like, you got to tell yourself that I'm her, I'm him, cuz if you don't believe it, how can you expect anyone else?
Very true. Something I always say on this show, and because it's, about women and geared towards women, like I'm like, get up, get in the mirror, be like, I am she is me, like let's get to it. Because if you want to accomplish certain things, you have to be your own motivation, your own fan, your own support, you have to put in the footwork, and
Right.
there is going to be the differences of days of good and bad, but you know that as long as you're trying, that you're going to see the difference, and you're going to appreciate the difference because it's coming to you in different ways. So something that I like, I see you talk about God a lot, and not saying to anybody else that's spiritually or anything like that, but I love that you keep him in your message and when you're talking and the things that you're doing, like, because it's like, okay, with the faith that you have and the things that you've been through, like, that ultimately it took you a lot to get there, to, find healing, to find your purpose, to even, overcome the things, or, like you said, I didn't want to get on the stage again, but you were able to do that. You were able to let the anxiety go and all these things. And like, I think that that's an amazing thing that you add him into it, because it's like, that gives you that extra push, like, that you need, or, and then, it gives other people the extra push too. Like, okay, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years with music and modeling?
As far as the music goes, I am wanting to do more shows outside of Arizona. So my goal is to connect with people, and I've kind of made some of those connections, but I'm working on building those relationships, where I can go and do shows in LA or even Atlanta, just to just kind of get around another audience. And I feel like everywhere is a good place to start, but I want to spread what I feel God gave to me. um and I just people always ask, like, is your goal fame, or are you trying to shoot for fame? For me, no. For me, my goal is, like, I just want to touch as many people as I can. I want to motivate as many people as I can. You can be successful without having to focus on fully, like, I have to be famous. That's not a big thing to me. I always said, if that happens and that's where God leads me, then okay. But to me, I feel like I just want to be successful. I just want to give people a reason to say that they can do it. Um, I like receiving messages from people saying, like, I was having a bad day, girl, and I listened to your song Live, and I was just like, wow, like, that's what I want to do. But for other people, I want to get in front of other people and introduce myself in those ways.
And so that's an amazing thing. So in Arizona, we have the different levels of music and the different groups, from like rap to hip hop, R&B, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for your type of talent, like, it's something that needs to be seen. Your message needs to be seen in other places, because you're helping so many other people. So like, Arizona was a good place to come and start, because you're coming from Tucson, you said, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like, but like, being able to give those messages out and stand on them other platforms, like, I see that you would be able to do something like at schools and different things like that, where you're talking to people and you're showing them something different, and you're showing them that you were able to, take these different steps and level up to make your dreams come true. And like you said, it's not all about the fame. It's about like who you touch, and the lives that you touch along the way, and the things that
Right.
like, that's your legacy, and that's an amazing legacy to leave, because, for years on out, they're going to be talking about you. Like, do you remember when she did that song? Do you remember when she made me smile? All these different things. And like, that's what we want, like, to see other people smile, and that's something that is like, we don't find a lot, but like, I can see you on a big stage in front of 20,000 people, singing and motivating these young ladies to, whatever you were going through, like, you can get through it, whatever goals you have, you can accomplish them. Like, and that's what we need. Like, like I said earlier, the industry, we have the different parts, but like, the message that you bring is a pure message of, it doesn't always have to be this way. Like, we're women, we young ladies, whatever, we can do it this way.
Yes.
We can still
Yes.
accomplish everything, and that's a beautiful thing, because again, some women have been, young ladies have been through a lot of traumatic things that we don't speak about, that we, choose not to tell others. But then in industries like this, we do get ourselves in situations where we're like, whoa. So
Right.
like, it's so awesome to be able to say, listen, I've been through all these things. You've been through these things. You can accomplish them. Look what I did. Like, look where I got. And not saying you're going to get where I got or any of that, because God gives us all different gifts, and, we're all different for a reason, but you're more than capable to reach it, and I just see you doing so many amazing things. And like, I wanted to be able to learn more about you and give you your flowers, because the messages that you bring are so beautiful. Like, and I know there's some days where I'm like, oh goodness, I'm going through, and I'll see something and I'll be like, uh-huh, like that just made my day. Like, I just love her energy, like, and what motivation she brings. And, it's not even you knowing or seeing the person, whatever, but like that person has that vibe, that energy that is like a pure energy that you need to rejuvenate yourself. So like
Yeah.
I love that you can give that to so many women and so many young ladies. And like I pray that you make it to beyond the sky limits with whatever you're doing and wanting to do, because you're able to get back to so many other people with what you're doing. So like the higher you reach, the more lives you get to touch, the more hearts you get to touch, the more messages you get to give and deliver, and like I really think that that's going to be something really great that happens for you because you're very talented. So I have a question. I seen a little something that said you were a teacher as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I've been teaching for a long time, but I went and got my degree in teaching in 2022.
Okay.
Um, the reason I always wanted to teach was, and this is crazy because I was a little bit of a heathen when I was in freshman, sophomore year of high school. You get to be a teenager, you want to test the waters and stuff. Um, so I just was always like, man, like I don't want to go to school. I don't feel like going to school, kind of thing. And but I ended up going to this school in my junior year, and I had these two teachers, um, Miss Doreen and Miss Tina. And that year, me turning, I think I was almost 18. I was in the middle of 17 years old when I found out that I was pregnant with my first daughter. And
Okay.
that was so tough because I said, how am I going to finish school? I didn't know how I was going to finish
Right.
school. I needed to get a job. I needed to work full time. Her dad was not in the picture. Um, all these things. That was when I had to say, like, okay, I got to grow up fast. And these two teachers saw something in me and they believed in me. And I mean, they were amazing. Like, if I had missed some days of school, they would make it possible to where they would stay just so I could come and get some extra schoolwork done. Um, they made it possible to like sit with me and help me get through these programs and get these last credits that I was supposed to have. I had a principal who was like, she's not going to graduate in time. And and you think, why would you say that? She's not going to graduate in time. And she's pregnant. She's already made her decision in life. And it was just so discouraging. But these two teachers were like, no, she's going to graduate. We're going to make sure she does. And I ended up graduating early. And when I still had to bring my baby to school with me, sometimes when her babysitter wasn't available, they'd tell me, bring her in the side door where their classroom was. And they would feed her, they would put her to sleep, they would care for her while I was on the computer trying to hurry up and finish my credits to graduate. And that for me was like, I want to do that. I want to be a teacher, and I want to be able to understand that this is more than a check for me. This is being able to make a difference in some child's life, or make it easier for some parent at home who might be stressed that I don't know if my child's going to be able to move on. So that's what made me want to be a teacher. And that's why I still do it, because people know teachers don't get the pay they deserve, but I'm not in it for that.
Very true, very true. Like they should up the pay because you guys are so involved in children's lives on a daily and like just as much as a parent would be, and honestly it's like you're giving that parent energy because you're teaching them, you're caring for them, you're doing all these things. So it's like that's a lot to deal with. And you're not dealing with one, you're dealing with 20 something, 30 something people at a time, and these different
Hmm.
attitudes and things like that, and having to teach them and and do it with a passionate way. Like, so teachers deserve so much more. Like they deserve so much more. But
Yes.
I think that, for the ones that, teachers that, like you said, it's not about the check. Like you're touching so many people. So it's like, God is then in returning giving you those blessings that you want on the back end because, you've seen what it took for you. You've seen being a teen mom and trying to go to school and do all these things. And you're able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and see that, with just a little bit of help, they can make it too. They can be successful,
Right.
do everything that, you wanted to do and everything that you were able to achieve, and that's amazing. That's something that a lot of people don't talk about, and to be able to go to school and be pregnant and all of that, people don't understand how hard that is. So I salute you because I had to do it with 3 of them. So I totally understand, like, trying to
It's
go
tough.
through
Yeah.
education and trying to make it happen, like, and not knowing, like, okay, yeah, like you said, I got to work, I got to do this, but did that help you and mold you to say, like, okay, now it's time for me to figure out exactly like what I want to do? Like, okay, like I can have a little bit more fun, but like now it's time to buckle down in life and figure out which way I want to go.
Yeah. For me, I just always felt like, it's important that I give my child a stable upbringing, as much as possible. I do realize that that is hard for some women, and nothing against them. Eventually you get that, but it takes time. It took time for me. My mother was a good support. Like at the time, I was still living at home, but my mom, she also had to work a lot. So I still had to hold my own, but was blessed enough to have a roof over my head, me and my child's head at the time. And I said, okay, I need to, now that I'm not in high school, like, I'm not trying to play around and do all this and that, like, my mom would give me like certain nights, and I didn't ask for them very often at all, because I wanted to be at home with my baby. But, she would say, it's okay, if you want to get out, you should get out, go do something. It's okay. I got the baby. Go get out. You've been in the house, you've been studying and all this. I've been looking for colleges. I had enrolled in college when I was 19, for criminal justice. And, that was a route I really wanted to go. I was good at it. However, it wasn't something I saw long term. So I was kind of in that stage where I was trying to figure out what could I do that I'm happy with doing long term, that serves meaning, and it's going to create stability in what I need, because I wanted to look at things like I want a man, but if it should not happen to go that way, I got my child. And I was trying to get that mentality at a young age. But I like the fact that, and I don't wish anybody to have to grow up quickly, but I do feel that it gave me what I needed, as far as being able to have a grounded mindset, being able to understand that, being outside is not, it's not always a bad thing, but at the same time, like, that'll always be there. That will always be there. But the older I get, I'm like, I have kids. I want to be older and be able to retire comfortably. I want to be able to go on vacations and stuff. Um, I feel for my mother, because she had all 3 of us, that it was later in her years, when in her 40s, when she went to college. It was later on that she was even able to take a trip or a vacation. And, still, I think she deserves more. I wish that she would have been able to have those experiences. So, trying to get all that together in my younger years is because I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to be happy and satisfied and stable in whatever it is that I'm doing. Um, Teaching I've done for eight 8 years. I worked from home for a few years. I went back to teaching. I missed the kids. I missed being able to feel like I was doing something for them and not just on my computer in my office. Um, my goal now is to start school again next year. I want to be a therapist. I want to be able to talk to people like I'm talking to you and motivate and give somebody else that outlet as well.
I think that's an amazing thing because so many people are going to love you. They're going to love your help. You're going to, so you're going to be able to do something that is one of the reasons like I started this podcast. So my grandmother 35 years ago, she started an outreach center for women out here, one of the first ones, and it was called Women's Street Support Center. And they provided a safe space, a sanctuary for, healing, therapy, resources, all these different things. And like, I see you just being amazing in somebody's life, in multiple people's lives, because you're able to step into their shoes. Like, and that's one of the reasons that, like, I, decided to take on what she did and turn it into a podcast because I've been through so many levels of life with, childhood traumas and different things and, adulthood and the industry and all these different things. And like, to be able to give back and really step into the shoes of somebody else and like say, I see what you're going through, but like you can get through it. Like,
Yeah.
we need more of you. We truly need more of you because like young ladies need to see something great. People need to see something great. And you give that in every aspect, and I just want, like I said earlier, to give you your flowers because even getting to, talk to you and walk with you with your journey, like that shows that you were able to overcome so many things and still going and you're able to still be somebody else's light, while you're going through whatever you're going through or after you overcome it. So I really hope that you come and be a therapist and do something great for these women like you're already doing. So what would you like to say to everybody? We're going to go ahead and play like one more song before we go. What would you like to say to everybody before we go? And like, make sure you get all your social medias out so they can go ahead and follow your music, your modeling, and all that good stuff. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I would just like to say, first of all, I just really appreciate everybody who's either showed up to a show, who's even just downloaded some of my music, or just even just spoke about whatever you liked about what I do to somebody else. I just appreciate all that because the support goes a long way, but it also makes me feel like this is not all for nothing. Um, and I just want each and everybody out there, like, if you've paused a dream because life is going on or something, just, I get it. I definitely get it, but just stay in prayer, keep God first, trust the process, because I'm telling you, like, a lot of the times it's just you in your own head. It is. So you can do it. You can do anything. You can do it with a baby on the way. You can do it with, you see the celebrities up on stage pregnant, they're still doing it because they understand, like, this is their assignment. This is not stopping me. So just whatever you want to do, just get out there, do it. Life is going to happen no matter what at any time. Unexpectedly, it always does. But your dreams, you don't know if you have tomorrow.
So get out all your social media so they know where to follow you at, so they can continue to keep up with your story and your amazing talent and all the good skills and gifts that you have to offer because they are beautiful.
Thank you. So on Instagram, I mostly use Instagram. So you could find me at Anecia. That's Anecia. Zhane, Zhane _24_. So again, that's Anecia Jeanne _24_ on Instagram. On Facebook, here it's just Anecia Jeanne. I do have a TikTok, same name. And YouTube as well. I do have a new music video that released not too long ago called Way Back. So go and look up Way Back under Anecia Jeanne and let me know what you think of it. It's a beautiful story. It's relatable, especially to a lot of teen mothers. I would recommend you watch that video. There's definitely a story behind it.
So I want to thank you so much for blessing us with your story today and your journey and stepping into the circle with us today. We're going to go ahead and play your song, She Don't. And make sure everybody, you go and follow her on all major platforms. You make sure you keep up with her story. You give her flowers, okay? Make sure you pay her for her time and her skills. And hopefully you guys come back tomorrow with us and join the circle. We're going to get into her song. It's called She Don't. Let's go, ladies.
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
No, sorry. I apologize. I'm like, it clicked. So I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I want you to go have an amazing day. Continue making all your dreams come true and keep pushing beyond the limits. You are amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. And it was an honor, and I appreciate you and your audience.
You're very welcome. You have a blessed day.
You too.
Bye, beautiful.
Bye.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and vibe out our Beautiful and Beyond song before we let everybody go today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the interview. You guys continue to follow her on all major platforms and continue pushing for your dreams. Remember, healing, heritage, motherhood, and so much more. We walk through so many different journeys. You hold the key to your destiny, regardless of what you've been through or what you're going through.
Ladies, 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 can you hear me? Let me welcome you to the Beautiful and Beyond show. As you step into my world, where we discuss healing, heritage, and women's mental health, awareness in our community, and so much more, we will explore beyond the closed doors and reach levels beyond the surface walls, while we restore and continue to pour more into your world. The Beautiful and Beyond show. A woman's peace and paradise. Yeah. As you step into the circle of healing with me today, for another episode in the life of a woman, the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul. A safe place to lose control and begin to mold your life into gold. Be bold with boundaries and never bitter, beyond your own self-awareness. A woman's peace and paradise. Remember, healing isn't a destination you reach overnight. It's a blueprint you lay down brick by brick. No matter the weight you have to hold, no matter what you have inside, speak loud and proud and never live with self-doubt. You wear many hats they couldn't dare to wear. Your healing starts within, and no one can pretend or make you feel like a loss was a win. The Beautiful.
I want to give a big shout out to the beautiful Eleanor Nora Montanez for creating this platform and leaving a legacy. Looking forward to find my purpose. I want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors.
Now where do I begin to explore the building process, to never look back at what broke you down and left you with tears and a frown inside of peace and paradise. One day at a time, one step at a time, one goal at a time. Let me heal you in real time and make you feel alive, and understand you are the prize. Beyond show. A woman's peace and paradise. Into the circle, Monday through Friday, 8 in the morning till 9 in the morning, and watch how you begin to shine and forget about all the bad times, the lies, and the struggle just to strive for a better life.